Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. Apologies that we didn't get one done yesterday. I read through all of the notifications that I could on my social media, my X account. I wanted to read all the thoughts, all the theories, everything that I'd been sent. I wanted to get as full and complete a picture on Nightbird and certainly this latest QR codes as I possibly could. By the time that I finished that, it was lunchtime, and I really needed to get to bed because obviously I needed to get up. We had Wrestling Escape Pod, we had NXT, so we ran out of time, is the honest truth. So we've got 2 days worth of stuff to cover here, so there could be a fair bit here. I've tried to be quite strict with what I include as a result, so let's get stuck into it. We're going to start with Nightbirds, and we're going to talk about stuff that would have been in yesterday's and stuff that obviously would have been in today's. So this one you can see is a few days old now. I'm sure many of you have seen this already. It would have featured in yesterday's about the fact that Alexa Bliss sent a tweet out just saying, just you wait. Now, obviously with Thursday coming up, this is quite exciting with King and Queen of the Ring coming up. That's quite exciting with the news that she could be coming back about SummerSlam time. It is kind of interesting because I'm not expecting her anytime soon. I'm expecting her around SummerSlam. So is she referring to herself, or is she actually building the hype for this Wyatt 6? Does she know that this Wyatt 6 are coming and she knows what this is? Is she talking as herself? Is she talking as the character? This is where it can get a bit confusing. So what I would say is I don't know how much we can read into this. I don't know what we can read into this other than something big is on the way. But we know that anyway because, of course, the Wyatt 6 are coming soon. And, of course, Alexa will be returning soon. Right, 7DS, shout out to you. So this just blew my mind, to be honest. This just really blew my mind. So here, look, you can see in the latest QR code, one of the hidden messages was Erwin R. Now, to me, this is a no-brainer. It's Erwin R. Shyster. That is Bray's dad's, Bo's dad's, right? Erwin R. Shyster. So I don't know why they didn't include the Shyster part. They just went with Erwin R, right? So what's really interesting is 7DS actually unscrambled this words, right? Wasn't willing to just accept that. So unscrambled the word and got the word Wirrin instead, right? And found this, Wirrin and the Fiends. So there apparently is a book which is one of the top results that comes back if you Google search the word Wirrin. One of the top results that comes back is for this book that's Wirrin and the Fiends. So I like it. I mean, I still think that Erwin R, it's too coincidental, it's too bang on that it is Erwin R. Shyster, Bray and Bo's father. To me, that didn't need to be looked into, but it still got looked into, and it still led to this. So I don't know, to be honest with you, what lesson we take from that. Is the lesson we take from that some of these clues can have two meanings? Is the lesson we take from this, don't just accept the first thing that you think. If you dig deeper, you'll find something else, potentially the actual answer? Or is the lesson from this that if you keep looking, you will find stuff regardless, if you just keep going? You know, maybe if we keep looking at numbers, trying different theories, we will find fiends, demons, all that kind of stuff, you know? Eventually you'll just come to something. I don't know. It's really, I don't know. I don't know what the lesson is to take away here. But that blew my mind. The fact that I was just absolutely convinced, no, that one's done. Some of them you look at and you go, right, I know that. And that to me was one of them. Erwin R. Shyster. Done. Didn't need looking into. Thank you. I've got other things I can focus on. But here is 7DS digging deeper and then blowing my mind. So I just thought that you might find that interesting. Right, here is our next one then, and this isn't connected to Nightbirds. This is Jordan, who went back to the original Funhouse and noticed that part of it has been edited out. Now, before you get excited going, oh, you know, that's interesting, and have they done it to others and whatever, the bit that's been edited out is the bit where Bray said, that part of me is dead now, right? And I'm thinking they may have done this because when Bray passes, all of a sudden that line just sounds a bit different, you know? Doesn't kind of sound the same anymore. Him saying that part of me is dead now. I could definitely understand someone thinking, let's edit that out. We don't need that now that Bray has actually passed. So I'm thinking that it might be not connected to a clue or anything like that, but more connected to Bray's passing. I don't know when it got edited out, but it's a really good spot because I remember that line. That was a big line that we spoke about. The fact that he said that part of me is dead now when he was talking about how he used to be before the Funhouse, and obviously presented him his new character, which was the Funhouse Bray, and that would lead, of course, to us getting the Fiend. So, yeah, very interesting, but as we said, I don't know how much we need to look into that. Then we got this one, right? The video that we put up the other day, the Nightbird video, love it. Genuinely, I really did spend a lot of time going through theories and making sure that had as much stuff in as possible. There's one thing we missed, right? I don't know how we missed it. My fault. I've botched it somehow. But I'm certain that I saved these tweets in that folder. But I didn't see them. I don't think they showed when we were going through them. But perhaps I missed them. I'm not sure. But either way, in the source code was the word Sinnerman. Okay? Sinnerman. And a lot of people have looked at this and found a Nina Simone song. And in the lyrics, she mentions The Rock a lot. Please hide me. Run to The Rock. I can't hide you, The Rock cried out. What's the matter with you, Rock? Question mark, right? So it does mention The Rock a lot. So people are wondering, is this a little hint towards The Rock being a target? I personally don't think so. There's another theory that Sinnerman is actually the name of the Twitch channel that we have to go to, right? What I would say is, and I've had people ask me this, where do we go on Thursday? I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to show you what I do. And what I do is going to be real simple. I'm going to go to that QR code that we got on Monday. So wwe.com/121212. I'm going to go there. And at the top, it said door. I'm going to click that. At 4 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. That's 9 p.m. UK time, right? I'm going to click that. And I'm really hoping it's going to take me somewhere. I'm thinking it's going to take me to a Twitch channel. Because certainly that floppy disk on the last picture of the QR code seemed to suggest it was going to take us to a Twitch channel. I'm thinking it's going to take me there. And then we'll see what we get. People have asked, what are we expecting? I'm personally expecting some sort of video. I'm expecting it to be a case that we get the Uncle Howdy character. I don't know if he's going to actually appear or just a silhouette, or I feel like a message is going to be sent to us. And I feel like this message might end up being a little disappointing because really, what can they communicate? They can only at this stage communicate who's in the group, which I think they've been doing. So we could get a bit more kind of confirmation there, and they can confirm when they're going to debut, and we sort of know that's going to be King and Queen of the Ring. So I'm looking at this going, how are they going to really blow our minds on this one? I mean, obviously, if there's something big in there about who they're going to be targeting, why they're returning, and we get some answers there, that could be real interesting. But I'm expecting a Twitch channel. I'm expecting some sort of video to play. I'm expecting something concrete, some appearance, even if it's just a silhouette and you can't quite make it out. But this feels quite special that we're really doing this away from the shows. On Thursday, it's got its own space. Everyone's going to tune into it. It's a whole kind of separate event. We are doing a live stream. Whatever goes down, we're going to react to it. Obviously, we'll be looking online as well to get that online reaction. We've got the community here. I'll share my thoughts as well, of course. So we'll have a look at it. We'll see what we get. I'm very excited. I'm sure you're excited as well. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. But people are going, where do I go? Where do I go? We don't know. No one knows. We think that we click on that door link at the top of the QR codes, and I'm thinking it might take us to a Sinnerman Twitch account. That's just a theory. It's just a theory, but it's got to take us somewhere, and Twitch seems to be where we're going, unless Uncle Howdy or Come With Us or something like this has been set up and people just haven't found it yet. But that's my plan for Thursday. So yeah, Sinnerman was in the source codes. T Money said, I think the 12-12-12 thinks is going to take us to May 25th. And that, of course, is King and Queen of the Ring. For me personally, I think the 12-12-12 is connected to Rowan because that was his debut. And I think that is, again, like Erwin R, really. It's too good. It's too good. I feel like the tick in that box is too big. But it could be a double meaning, of course. Great way of communicating the 12, which, as you said, we're just 12 days away, or we were just 12 days away from King and Queen of the Ring. So, David T Money, shout out to you. Brett Lee 88 said the goals have got an at in them, and it has been looked into as well. This at ALS. As there is actually a Twitter account that is at ALS. I don't think it's connected, right? It seems to just be a dude who's been quite active on there. It just seems to be like someone's legit account. If we were to go to at ALS and it was just like next to nothing on there, a bit dark, a bit mysterious, hadn't tweeted out before, or there was one tweet on there and it was from like a week ago, different story. But this guy seems to have quite an active account, to be honest, and it seems to be normal. Just seems to be a dude. So I really don't think it's at ALS. But it is true. In goals, you can see an A that is in there. Spelling mistake? I don't know. Did they forget how to spell goals and they just, I don't know, started doing an A? Do you know what? What if it did turn out to be that? What if this actually was a mistake and rather than start again, they just sort of did the O over the I do like the fact that it could be an at. I do like that. I think that's a really fun shout, but I don't know what it's leading us to. I really don't know what that leads us to. And as we said, it's already been looked into the at ALS, and it seems to be a dead end. So, Brett Lee, shout out to you. So I actually put this up, so people talking about this in the backgrounds, and to be honest with you, I couldn't make out what it said, right? But you super sleuths out there did a fantastic job. If we click on this, I'll have to play it again. If I click on this and just run it a little bit, can you see that in the background over here? That to me looks like a face with hair. Okay, so I really couldn't make it out, but of course, super sleuths out there have blown it up and made it high def and all this kind of stuff. It actually is a word above, and it says gorilla, right? Now, the reason why people are thinking that that's there is because backstage you have the gorilla position, and it really isn't unusual for there to be like a picture of a gorilla and then an arrow, because it's pointing you to the gorilla position. That is where Triple H sits, Bruce Pritchard sits. It's where you get your final instructions before you go through the curtain. You know, sometimes we see the gorilla position. It's that bit when you just go back through the kind of entranceway, open the curtain, and then there's like this little room where Triple H is and all of that. That's the gorilla position. It's the final place where you can get your final instructions. It's the first place you go to once you go through the curtain and head to the back. And so, you know, it could just be that it's kind of been used in the past to kind of advertise where the gorilla position is, because they do put those signs up. So that's what the super sleuths have worked out. And I must admit, I like that. It makes sense. It might not be advertising where the gorilla position is this time. It may have been used previously, though. Right, I'm Just Ken said, I do remember there was a QR code when the Wyatts returned that gave us a psychiatric report on Bray Wyatt. That is true. That is very true. There was one that when you scanned it, you got this report. I remember actually looking at the header at the top, trying to figure out where the report had come from. And I think we actually found that it was a fake document. Like, it's a document that you can just get and buy and then use for whatever you need to use it for. So unfortunately that kind of reached a dead end. There wasn't really any clues there other than finding where WWE had potentially bought it from, and so I do remember that being a part of White Rabbit, and all of this kind of psychiatric connections, if you will, is very interesting. It's very interesting. And obviously a lot of people are saying it's the psychiatrist that clip that Bray visited, the Fiend visited. Apparently those vignettes were to advertise WWE moving to Fox. I mean, I do remember them, and I remember a series of them and different superstars going to the psychiatrist. I'm not 100% it's the same woman, right? That might be a bombshell, because I get tagged a lot in people telling me how it's the same woman and all that kind of stuff. I really like the theory. I agree they look very, very similar. I don't know if maybe they're hoping to kind of make us think they're the same woman, but they're not really. But I don't know. I really don't believe it's the same woman. I'm looking at the two women and I'm like, I just don't think they're the same woman. But I'm a guy. It's very difficult for us to judge these things. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. A woman could change her hair and we wouldn't even know. So it's very difficult. We need to get some women on the case, really. They'll know. They're much better at this than us. Nuada says, on August 8th, 1970, Dusty and Dick Murdoch lost their tag team championships to Bobo Brazil and Lord Layton. In 1984, Ric Flair defended his world heavyweight title against Dusty Rhodes. Are they saying they're going after Cody for the title? So apparently here, Dusty was in action going for championships on 2 of the dates that was hidden away in the source code, or not the source code, the image properties, the tags, right? The hidden messages. So there were some dates in there, and 2 of them were quite old, like 1970, 1984. You wouldn't think that they would be birthdays, really. Certainly not 1970. I mean, you're going back a long way now for 1970. You're going back 54 years. I don't think we've got any 54-year-old wrestlers. So I don't think that connects to birthdays. So people are starting to see, what does it connect to? Dusty being in championship matches in both dates is very interesting. I've also been told that Blackjack Mulligan competed on both of those days, and that he obviously is connected to the Wyndham family. And so is it just a nod to the Wyndham family? Is it just a nod that if you actually look, a member of the Wyndham family competed on those days, you know? So again, it's hard to know exactly what message they're trying to send with those dates. Most of the dates have turned out to be birthdays of the people that are in the group. Nita Nitro said, Sinnerman. The song Sinnerman is a traditional African-American spiritual inspired by the book Exodus. It tells the tale of a man running from God's the Lamb and begging for forgiveness on Judgment Day. But ultimately, man cannot escape his wrath. So I've been tagged in this quite a bit, Nita Nitro, thank you. Obviously, people looking at Judgment Day going, oh my God, does that mean they're going after Judgment Day? Maybe. I mean, maybe. That would not be out of the question. I mean, Judgment Day, I think, would be one of the most likely feuds for this new group. For them to go up against this big heel faction, I could definitely... And you know that would be a lot of fun as well. You know, with Dominic and JD, and Mommy trying to keep them in order, Damien trying to keep them in order. I kind of feel like that's a feud I really feel like we're going to get. But as I said, at the moment, one of the theories is that Sinnerman may be the name of the Twitch channel that we're going to be sent to. And so until we know on Thursday where we're being sent, it's hard to know what the meaning of Sinnerman is. But I do like this. I think this is, if it's not going to be the Twitch channel, this might be my front runner as to why we're getting Sinnerman in the source codes. Right, here, Noxtalgia said, I still think there's meaning to this. Someone pointed out Dreams Slowly Rising and a hidden news article. I searched and I found this, and it seems to be right in line. So, again, this is interesting. At the bottom of the missing person news article was some text, and you could kind of make it out, but not really make it out. And it said, Dreams Slowly Rising, right? Now, we found that article. So, if we were meant to find the article, the actual article that is there, then we found it, right? So, I do think, job done. You know, we found the article that is actually being used. But what if we weren't meant to find the article? What if the only thing we were meant to see was the headline? And the headline was Dreams Slowly Rising. Maybe that's the only thing we were meant to find. We weren't meant to dig deeper and actually find the article that it's from. They just wanted to communicate Dreams Slowly Rising. Why did they want to do that? Well, maybe it is this song, because I do agree there's some really interesting stuff in this song. So this song is by the Nightblooms, and it's got things in there like it comes, ? He will gain control. And that indicates a potential struggle or conflict. The identity of the person that's gaining the control is not defined. It leaves it open to interpretation. This can symbolize the inner battle with one's own emotions, desires, or demons. Right? So again, there's a lot of stuff in here, just like the next line. So the lyrics, he's going to find ? He will be gone, and she will be back, suggests a cycle of departure and return. So, you know, the circle, the never-ending circle of departure, return, like the, you know, that red circle that's so synonymous with Bray. Is that actually being spoken about here? There's talk of personal growth and she will be back. There's lots in here that's cryptic and does seem to connect. So I like it as well. I don't know that this is what we were meant to find. I don't know that this is what Dreams Slowly Rising was leaning towards. It could be the article that we were meant to find. And as we said, we found that. I still really like this from Noxtalgia. Noxtalgia deserves their flowers for this one. I think this is the only person that's tagged me in this song. So, very good. I like it all the same. Anime Fiend Zeno said, is the first target going to be Judgment Day? And again, that connects to Sinnerman and Judgment Day being mentioned. Here's Magic Dak69 said the Sinnerman is the nickname for Cain in the Bible. He is known to be the world's first murderer who killed his brother, and God punished him by cursing him to walk the world forever, unable to be killed. I mean, I like this as well, to be honest. I mean, that's really cool. I don't think Howdy, I mean, I can't imagine Bo coming back with Howdy making out that they killed Bray. I can't imagine that that's the angle we're going to take, right? So I don't know quite how it's going to fit. I don't think Howdy's going to say he murdered the Fiend, he murdered Bray and all that stuff. I don't see that for a second. I don't see that for a second. And if they are planning on doing that, I would strongly suggest changing course, right? But I do like this, how he was punished and he was made to walk the world forever, unable to be killed. That's kind of interesting when you think about the world that WWE operates in. How it's, about battling and competing. Maybe he can be defeated, pinned for 3 seconds. He can be stunned and he can lose a match. But you're never going to be able to keep Uncle Howdy down for goods. I kind of like that. I feel like there's something to that, but it's this bit about him killing his brother is the bit I'm really struggling with, and I must admit, it makes me uncomfortable. It probably makes you uncomfortable as well, so I would avoid that bit, but I do like the second part of it. So Magic Dak, shout out to you. Right, James Rush said the colours in this are strikingly similar, if not exact, to the colour scheme for Extreme Rules 2022 when Bray returned with the puppets. So you might remember, next to the names, the JPEG names of all the files, we had the file sizes, right? And the point that I've made is I really don't think that information would be shown if there wasn't something to look for, because they could just have image 1, image 2, image 3. We don't need all the other stuff. We don't need the date that it was uploaded, the time that it was uploaded, the file size. We don't need that. But it's there. It's there. And I don't know why it's there. And we still haven't been able to work out why the files were uploaded in a slightly different order. We still don't know that. There seems to be a real connection between, I think it's picture 2 and picture 9. I think those are the only 2 that are out of sync. And I think also the note that's in 2 also features in picture 9. There's a connection there as well. So there appears to be something between 2 and 9. And I don't know why all that information was shared. So people have looked at it and are they colours? The file sizes, if you type it in as a hex code and get a color, are they colors? Well, if you do that, this is what you get. You get these colors. And this is where James is coming back going, these look exactly like the colors for Extreme Rules. Now, the only thing I'd say is that this theory has been sent to me a couple of times, and I love it because, that's great. If it was the same color scheme as Bray's return, I think that's really cool, but I've looked into it and the colors aren't the same. I think if they were gonna do this, they would surely pick the same colors. I've gone and looked at the hex numbers for the Extreme Rules poster, and it's different. So I don't think this is correct. I don't feel like this is the answer. I still love the theory, though. I still think it's really cool that we just randomly, they got typed in and we got these colors coming back. And they do look very similar to the colors of Extreme Rules when Bray returned. So these are the kind of conversations, these are the kind of things that are happening at the moment that people are looking into. This might be stuff that kind of goes over your head, or it might be stuff you're not that bothered by, or you might absolutely be lapping all of this up. But even these kind of dead end theories help you understand what people are doing, how they've been doing it, what they're looking for, what the questions are. So I think it just provides more context. M. Johnson, shout out to you. So this is the Los Angeles Times article, right? So this is the Los Angeles Times article. So this is a dream slowly rising. This is the one that I think it's picture 18 on this week's QR code. If you go down to the bottom of the article, you can make something out in the background. It's this article. This is the article. And it's about sisters, right? And them opening a bakery. And it just talks about how the dreams of 2 immigrant sisters, the oldest of 8 children, tired of their successful careers working for other people, dreams of young apprentice bakers from France, even the dreams of a neighborhood. Dreams can be outlandish things. Audacious would not be overdoing it to describe a plan for a serious French bakery cooked up by 2 Filipino-American women with no training. And it just goes on to talk about them opening this bakery, right? It's a very interesting article there was no need for it to be there. This is an old article as well. If anyone thinks that this is, it's probably just a random article just got smudged on the page or something, right? This is from 2005. This article is 19 years old. Why is it on the missing person page? Why is it there? What is this? How does this connect? There is a theory. I don't know how great the theory is, but there is a theory, and we will take a look at that in a moment. So let's flip back over here. I think it might be this, actually. So here's PKC, look, said, not sure what to make of it, but that restaurant that opened, the French restaurant, it embezzled millions of dollars, and it was closed 10 years later. So there's a dark side to this bakery, a dark side. So when you read that original one, it's all lovely dreams, opening a French bakery that had no previous training, all this kind of stuff, right? Here's an absolute heartbreaker for the mid-city neighborhoods and one long-time real estate lawyer. Popular Picot Boulevard French bakery, La Maison de Pain, is likely to shut after lawyers discovered that the money used to fund the initial restaurant was likely stolen, making the bread and pastry shop little more than a laundering front for millions of dollars. Now, it reminds me a little bit of the Fun House in the sense of, here's a bakery that is all lovely and the dreams of the women and come on in and try our French treats, right? But actually, what was really happening was potentially darker and was, you know, the truth wasn't really being told, if you will. And so is that very similar to the Fun House, where it's all, hey kids, come on in, but we know there was a darker secret and a darker side to the Firefly Fun House? That's what it makes me think. Could be so far off on that, though. You know, could be so far off. But as we said, if you go to, I think it was picture 18, the missing woman, the woman that people believe is the same therapist that the Fiends saw. If you go down and read the actual article, you'll see some faint text at the bottom. That is this article to do with this bakery. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Right, Cosmic Guy says, let's get out of full screen. The whole point was her kidnapping, so it's her hair. Either she was tied up or unconscious on the floor. It's her house, and if you count the notes carefully, you'll come to know there was 18 notes. That's why the diary says 18. I do like these theories, to be honest with you. I do like it. I think that we are losing sight of what this story is. So someone has, you know, the story is there in the article. And so someone has broken into her place. This was her home, but this is where she worked. Notes were left. These are the notes that we are seeing in the pictures. And is that her hair? Is that her hair? And is that her on the floor? Which is quite an interesting thought. And also I like that there's 18 notes that have been left, and the number 18 appears on the notebook. I really like that as well. So I think, Cosmic Guy, I'm not going to say this is correct, but I'm going to say that I think this is strong. I think this is a leading theory. Right, KO fan said the only thing I cared about were these therapy with Rachel Bonetta videos. So this is the woman here, right? This I can't remember what year this is. Oh, it tells you here, look, 2020, right? So I think this is like maybe 2019, end of 2019, when we're going to Fox. I think we go to Fox at the end of 2019. And so we got these segments to kind of promote that. And this is the woman that was the therapist. This is Rachel Bonetta. I've actually been on her social media today. She's a really funny woman, actually. I really like her work. So she's really, really cool. So this is Rachel Bonetta. And I don't know that that is her. I really don't know that this is the same woman. It's weird because if you look at she wears glasses as well. She wears glasses. They've both got blonde hair. It could be. I mean, I'll go as far as to say it could be. I'm still looking at it in the sense of it could be, but having watched her videos today and the stuff that she puts up on TikTok and whatever, I was only watching it because she was genuinely funny. She's a comedian. She's genuinely really good, right? So I was watching her stuff. I don't think that's her. I look at this now and I just don't see this woman. So I've got a doubt that these are connected. I'm just going to say a doubt for now because I don't have anything concrete other than a gut feeling, right? And I really like the connection as well. I really like it. So I don't really want to be throwing it out for the sake of throwing it out. So I'm still there or thereabouts, but there's a doubt there. Let's put it that way, right? Ethan said her real name is Rachel Bonetta. She's a comedian, right? Yeah, she's good. Right, Brady tagged me in this. So JoJo has written a song for Bray. She plans on recording it soon, right? We'll play this actually. This is JoJo earlier.
So today I finished writing probably the most heartbreaking song I will ever write in my life. And of course it's about Wyndham. And hopefully soon I get to record it and you guys get to hear it. But today was a very hard day for me and filled with lots of tears and heartache. But I'm very proud of everything that I did. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Well, obviously we don't know what that song's going to be like. We don't know what that song is going to... I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be slow. I'm guessing it's going to be heartbreaking. She's got an incredible voice on her. Incredible. I'm sure that WWE can feature it in some way at some point. But yeah, people have said you think it's going to be entrance music, stuff like I don't know that it's going to have the right tone to be entrance music. I think this is going to be very heavy, to be honest, very emotional. So yeah, big news that JoJo has written a song. She hopes to get it out to the world soon. Right, Erase Your Mind said, I'm pleasantly surprised. I received a message from Rob Fee. And so I asked him, will it be EST? And he said, yeah, it'll be EST. So there we go. Rob reaching out to Erase Your Mind, confirming that on Thursday, it will be Eastern time. It will be 4 Eastern time, right? Which I think we were pretty confident on. Obviously, they probably should remember that this is going out around the world, but I think EST tends to be the kind of American time that gets the priority, really. That's how it seems to me. So, yeah, it's good to get this confirmed, though. So, Erase Your Mind, shout out to you. Right, here's Brett Lee said, found it. It's the therapist's dog. Also, look at the floor. The floor looks darker to me. This floor looks like a darker wood grain. So actually looking at the floor makes me think that this isn't connected. I mean, I don't think they went round her house to do this. And the dog, I'm struggling. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm struggling. I think that this is this woman's hair. That's my thoughts. I think this is this woman's hair. But, and I'm not sure that this is the same woman. But, and that's not the same color floor. So, yeah, she's got a dog. I don't know that that's the dog. I mean, could it be the dog? It could be the dog. I'm not sure. Right, here, look, Resonator said there's a few things here with the dates, right? So these are the dates. So you might see in the first JPEG, To Be Sentient was found. That was a Bray tweet. The third JPEG was Firefly Fun House Scrambled. The fifth JPEG was Erwin R, which we believe is Erwin R. Shyster, or as we saw earlier, could be something else. Then we've got this binary code, which was translated to I brought them to life. Then we had all of these dates in Roman numerals, and it's come up with all of these dates. So the first one is Dexter Lumis's birthday. This one is Nikki Cross's birthday. That's Joe Gacy's birthday. Then we've got these dates. So Mike Rotunda wrestled on that date in 1984, right? And then Blackjack Mulligan wrestled on that date in 1970. So are those the connections? Is it to do with the dates that they're father and grandfather competed in matches. I kind of like this. I think this is good by Resonator. And I like the fact that it's all here and actually all like written out. I'm going to retweet this one actually. I think this is really good. I really like that. Right, WrestleBuds said, assuming this might have been addressed already, it hasn't, but the handwriting seems different. Look at the E's. Should we assume they've been written by different people? Yes. Yes. If you look at this note here and you look at the E's there, they're like C's, but with a line in the middle. They kind of just bend round and then they've got a line in. And then if you look at that E there, it's completely different. That doesn't look like a C. That doesn't look like a C at all. These E's look different to these E's. I think it's an excellent spot. And I would say these Y's look like U's with a bit that comes down. These look a little bit more angular. So I would say those Y's look different to these here. And I would say certainly the E's, as you said, look very different to these E's, which actually are a bit squarer at the back. So yeah, I agree. I think these have been written by different people. Silver Bolt, shout out to you. Silver Bolt was someone else that came in with the notion that this is the same color palette as Extreme Rules, which I really like this theory. I really do. I wouldn't even bother including this if I didn't like it. I really like this theory, but I can't go with it, because having actually picked out a couple of colors here, like key colors like this purple and this yellow, you know, and this blue, it's not any of these. So it is a similar color palette, but it's not the same color palette. And then we've got this here. So this is the Twitch channel that you need to go to. It's got 138 followers, no videos, and it was recently made. So Jordan is thinking that Sinnerman, which was in the source code, this is where we need to go. All right? Is Jordan correct? Maybe. Again, I'm going to go to the QR code and press the door button. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to see if it opens and if it works on Thursday. And maybe it leads me here. Right. Morgan said, Rob Fee has got my handwriting as his cover photo. I don't think I've ever been happier chasing rabbits. So at the top of Rob Fee's account, look. This is Rob Fee. He's the guy that's kind of behind this. And look, he's got this working out at the top of his thing. And it is Morgan's. So Morgan was working this out with the whole Uncle Howdy thing. And there it is. So it's really cool. Rob Fee has been killing it, man. Killing it. And this is the last thing in the Nightbird folder. So Knockout News letting us know that Erick Rowan was spotted spending time in Orlando at the WWE Performance Center this week. That come in from PW Insider. So we are getting closer. Right, we are so running out of time. Let's go through Raw and see what we can get. So here, this is Rey explaining why Carlito was drafted to Raw. So basically, he said that he pulled a few strings and he made sure that Carlito was drafted with the LWO because it's going to be time for him to pay. R-Truth said he wants to end the Judgment Day, so a little backstage interview with Awesome Truth made it very clear R-Truth is not confused anymore, right? He's not confused about wanting to be in the Judgment Day, or is he in the Judgment Day? He made it very clear that he wants to end the Judgment Day. Now he just seems to be getting confused as to if Johnny is Shawn, if Tommaso is Triple H. His confusion has moved on, basically. Right, this is Jey Uso, right, signing his shoes and chucking them into the crowds. So here we go, look, he's going to yeet them over into the crowd. Whoosh, look at that. So this was after Raw. He yeeted his shoes into the crowds. Here's Rhea Ripley going, okay, Carlito, I see you. So obviously very impressed that he came to the aid of the Judgment Day in that tag team match. Gunther is a troll. Why did Jey fall for this? Why did he fall for this? Why did he think that Gunther was going to do it with him? What an idiot. What an idiot. Why did he think this was going to go well? So, of course, Gunther kicks him in the midsection. Jey deserves that. He deserves that. You've got to know better. You can't be a veteran like Jey and be falling for things like that. So, there we go. He really had Jey thinking he was going to yeet with him, says Julian. Right, here's a question. If Samantha got Lillian, what backstage interviewer would you love to run into from WWE's past? And there he is, the greatest, the GOAT, Mean Gene Okerlund. Obviously, sadly, no longer with us, but the greatest, the GOAT. Right, we won't play the clip because we're pushed for time, but this is Zoey and Shayna basically saying that something's got to change. Both got eliminated from the Queen of the Ring tournament. Both saying something's got to change. Very interesting. Sooner than later as well. So you do tend to get that when someone suffers a loss, but hopefully this does result in some tweak for them. Crispy Wrestling said Kairi really be the hype queen. So here, look, this was a backstage interviewer.
Queen of the Ring right here in EO, okay? It's all down.
There we go. We got a little bit of that, and over here as well. Queen.
Will take everything. We're gonna take everything. You heard it here first. All right, Cathy.
Thank you so much for the scoop. I'm going to send it back to everyone.
She is so entertaining to watch. She is so entertaining to watch. So that was just a little backstage interview with EO, who obviously progressed, and Kairi. Kairi Sane really is the hype queen, and we love that, says Crispy. Right, you can't keep Liv Morgan down for long. Liv said you can't ever keep Liv Morgan down, and I think that's a swear word there. Boom. So Liv responding to her attack of Becky. Right, I included this here because this I thought was really interesting. Lots of controversy when Jey sent that tweet out about the Fireflies and about how they're his now, and he seemed quite heelish. But backstage interview here with his son, backstage interview, he really was nice. This is what he says. He says, when the Fireflies come out, I think about him. We all think about him. The whole world thinks about him. WWE Universe think about Bray Wyatt. So I'm just happy it organically happened for me. I ain't never asked for them. They just showed up. And I know that my dog is looking down on me. So I love you, Bray Wyatt. The whole universe, I love y'all for showing love. So here he is, Jey, with a very different message post-Raw to the one that got tweeted out the other day. So that was Jey. Let's go down. Bit of blood as well here. Jey bleeding, obviously, in that main event match. WWE Creative Humor says Jey Uso appears to be yeeting from his ear. There, look at that. It's all yeeting out. Over here, look, Drew said, you buy all the beep he spews. You trust him when all he's done is betray your trust. I don't like to call people stupid, but if you're a CM Punk fan, you're stupid. Alice said, it wouldn't let me take a screenshot directly, but here's the sign. So it is true, this sign was shown in the crowds during Raw. So was that a plant? Or was that just a fan? So we got the Pluto sign, we got the Nightbird sign, a fan holding it up, or maybe even a plant, like, you know, someone that works for WWE holding it up. We saw someone dressed as a rabbit during White Rabbit in the crowds. So it wouldn't be unusual for WWE to plant this there. But yeah, that was shown during the show. Coach Code, thank you, my friends. This is Liv, look, coming running out. Apparently she's got heels on. She comes running down, jumps over the barricades, jumps into the ring, runs over, grabs Becky. So this is how she emerged for the attack. And there she is. She runs out the ring when Lyra confronts her. But that's her running down through the crowd. How did the person know to be filming there? That's my question. How did they know that she was about to run out? Because at this point, she hasn't even emerged. How did they know that was happening? Strange, isn't it? Why is the camera even looking at that? Don't know. So, Coach, shout out to you. We want Cody. Excellent. Jordan, thank you. So the house that Cammy built said commentators are starting to acknowledge the QR codes now. Only a matter of time before Uncle Howdy shows up. And it's true. Now that the commentators are talking about it, it feels close, doesn't it? Poor Otis. Look at this guy's face. Look at this kid who must be like some kind of crypto investor. Look at the chain that he's got. And then look at this guy. I can't believe it, man. Can't believe it. Heartache. People's hearts broke during that moment. Look at my heart broke when I saw this. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. That is serious. That is serious, isn't it? What an amazing crown that is. It's amazing. Here's Wade Barrett saying, okay, that is badass. It really is. I mean, that puts like the royal family's crown jewels to shame. Swap ya. You can have ours, we'll have yours. Because that is beautiful. Right, Chad throwing shade at Maxine and telling Ivy that she has potential is subtle hint at where this is going. Alpha Academy continues to let Gable down, which leads him to find replacements. And you know, I did expect it to be a case that the Creeds would join up with Gable, but I did not consider Maxine going and Ivy replace him. I don't know why. I just didn't consider Ivy being part of this new group. But could you imagine Ivy, Creeds, Chad Gable as a faction? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alpha Academy 2.0, the new Alpha Academy. Wow. I don't know why. I didn't consider it. And look at this for a shirt. Jeez. This would have worked in the Attitude Era, actually. So this is the new Awesome Truth shirt. So look at this thing. It's bright. It's loud. It's got like the upside down WWE logo for Miz, of course. So loads going on there. The brickwork backgrounds. Crazy. It's kind of, you know, it's loud, it's out there. I don't think it's the kind of thing that I would wear to the pub, but I sort of like it as well. It has a bit of attitude to it. I like the brick wall backgrounds. It looks cool. And Ilya Dragunov said, no one knows how often I've lost in life and how only that made me. So that was Ilya reacting after his loss. Vince, let's have a little look at this, shall we? So this is really good from Brandon Thurston, actually. Really, really good. This explains it well. So attorneys for Vince have filed a new memorandum opposing Janelle Grant's motion to strike McMahon's earlier statements that attempted to discredit Grant. McMahon's side is arguing that his earlier statements provide relevant context to the motion to compel arbitration, and says that Grant's motion to strike is meritless and the height of hypocrisy. Right? McMahon says that Grant's original complaints included private sexual text messages from the defendant McMahon without including any of the plaintiff's, Grant's, responses which are equally and often more aggressive and provocative than the defendant's communications, right? So basically, bottom line here is that she wants comments that Vince has made to be struck off the record, right? Vince's side is saying, no, you can't have it both ways. You can't make all of this stuff public, and then when we present our side, say that we can't do that, right? So it's one side or the other here. It's one thing or the other here. And this is the game that you've decided to play, to go public with all of this. So, and they are saying, look, you've only seen the one side. You've not seen the other sides. You've not seen the stuff that Janelle was sending to Vince. Vince has said he doesn't have those messages anymore. People are asking, well, is there a way of getting them? Can the FBI get them? We don't know quite where that's going to lead, but this is like the current state of this case. This is where we are with this situation. And to be honest with you, you know, I don't like covering it, to be honest. I mean, I want to talk about Nightbird and stuff like that, but this is so important, if you will. You know, there is no bigger character, arguably, in the history of wrestling than Vince McMahon. So it's something that we just need to be keeping an eye on. And we haven't really had an update on it for a while. But this is, you know, the latest, basically. We've still got back and forth going on. So that was that. We don't need to worry about QR codes. Have we got time for NXT? Yeah, maybe we will. Let's see if we can get some NXT stuff done. And we'll obviously have to wrap this up. We've only got 5 minutes. So Ava says, what's wrong with you, actually? So here is Paxley. She says, Meh, Ava. This is Tatum in Ava's office peeking through the blinds, right? Paxley said, I just want to be close to you. Oro Mensah said, we've got to sort things out. I did my thing, but Nosy Trick had to mess it up. What a match between Oro Mensah and Javon Evans. What a match. Here's Tony, look.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, first single settle.
Yes, sir.
Many, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
That is a good job. Thank you. Way to go. All right,
You know what I'm going to call this thing?
What's that?
The Italian Heritage Cup, baby! Yeah!
Congratulations.
Thank
All right, we're not taking me to the river ever, right?
Depends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not you, never.
So you're not taking me to the river, right? So there we go. That's Tony celebrating after winning the Italian Heritage Cup. Right, here's Joe Coffey. He says, surprise, surprise. So Gallus returning, looking good. I love the moustache, shaved heads. Even Wolfgang in the back looking moody. Gallus, let's go. Let's go. I tell you, I saw these at a house show in Florida and they were fantastic. So I'm really excited for them to be back and hopefully we can unlock that next level that I think they can get to. So yeah, I'm excited. Big E said, massive Javon Evans fan. Here was Brooks Jensen having a few beers watching the show. I'd love to see him back because I think his new gimmick is going to be really entertaining. It's going to be like a throwback gimmick, and I'm really excited to see how he gets presented. And yeah, I don't know when we're going to get going with it, but I'm here for it. Ava says, Tatum, my office stinks. And Tatum says, yeah, it was pretty PU in there. I was trying to find out what it was. So God only knows what went down in that office. And here is Izzi Dame. She said, it's Tuesday. Sol Ruka about to drown in these waves. Got him. Sol Ruka obviously replied after winning the match. Got him. So there we go, a little bit of back and forth from NXT. Over in merch, some new pop vinyls. We've got Seth, we got Zelina, we got Dominic, we got Razor, Lex Luger, Mr. America as well. It was Hulk Hogan, right? So Mr. America, here's Zelina saying the biggest thank you to me, Genta. This moment was special because of my beautiful people of Puerto Rico and all of you supporting at home. You guys changed my life that night. I usually hold my emotions in so tight, but you held my heart in your hands and you sung. So this bringing up a whole lot of emotions for Zelina. That she's now getting her own Funko Pop, and it's based on this. I think this really, really means a lot to her. So there we go. I'm sure this will sell very well in Puerto Rico. So I'm sure it'll sell well anyway, to be honest. And there we go. To be honest with you, we had loads more stuff to get to. Even a WWE folder that had a few bits and bobs in. Can we quickly go through it? Oh, God, we got 50 seconds. So here, look, congratulations to both. What a shame. Two of the most popular names didn't get TV matches. This was for the first round, right? LA Knight said, I appreciate everyone saying this match should have been on TV, but there's no need to throw live crowds under the bus. Live events are where the WWE roster has as much fun as possible. Not only having great matches, but a match with huge stakes makes live events more fun. So LA Knight was not down that his first round match was at a live show. Jordan, shout out to you, tagging me in this. Jessie Ventura in negotiations for a WWE return. Amazing. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.